to this day, my mom still doesn't really understand what I do. She calls Star Wars Star Warsy. And she doesn't understand any of it. And she doesn't... I showed her Mandalorian because I was so excited. And they had, and by the time it got to Disney Plus, they had subtitles. So she watched it. And then afterwards she goes, "You like this? Why?"
Please welcome Ming Na Wen. Hi, welcome.
Hello. Hi, everyone. Oh, this is happy holidays. Yeah. So happy to be back in my home turf of Pittsburgh. Mount Lebo girl here. Carnegie Mellon alum.
It is great to have you here.
Oh, my gosh. So good to be here.
So,
how are you?
Yeah, great. So have a seat, relax. We're going to do a few questions here, open it up to the audience. And
Sure.
this is your time up here, so we're going to have a little bit of a chat.
Oh.
So I got to ask you, obviously from the area, I'd like to ask you about your first role, which was in with Mr. Rogers.
Yes. Oh, my goodness. Pittsburgh icon.
Yep.
I was still attending Carnegie Mellon, and the casting person had me and a couple of my classmates participate. And one of the wonderful things about Mr. Rogers was that not only was he, this iconic figure that we grew up with, but he was also very socially aware, and he was very much focused on also showing diversity. So I was cast, one of my classmates was black, and she was cast. And then, we had a token white castmate, being one of the King Friday's trumpeteers. So, he was very advanced thinking, and just as sweet as he's exactly what you would see him as on TV and in person.
So what was that experience like as far as actually doing it? How did that role come about? Was it just you're one of the trumpeters, were those lines? I mean, how was the prep for that?
We had very few lines. We pretended to play the trumpets. Okay. We wore these silly little outfits, and we were in the land of make-believe by King Friday's castle, and he did all the puppets' voices. In fact, I thought Mr. Rogers was a little cuckoo because, being young and naive, I just remember him behind the castle, talking to himself, literally answering himself. And I'm like, ooh, strange man. But in fact, I realized that he was just running his lines with his puppets, basically. So in a way, he was still talking to himself. But it was great. It was just I just wish we had cameras, or we brought a camera, because I never took a picture with him.
Did you ever? Was there any footage of it on YouTube? Or
yes, you can. You could just type in Ming Na Wen trumpeter, and it'll pop up.
Well, that's good enough.
Yeah. It was a lot of fun.
So now I want to ask you a bit about Joy Luck Club, the 1993 film. Great film, and I just wonder if you have any fond memories of working with Wayne Wang or any of the cast. It was such a great breakaway film for him.
Well, anyone know about Joy Luck Club here that are fans of the film? If not, you may leave the room. It was one of those novels. Amy Tan wrote the book, and she's a prolific writer, an incredible storyteller. And whenever you have characters that jump out of stories, and you can relate so well with them, and you don't feel alone, like you're not the only one that was experiencing. Like for me, being Asian American, I always thought that I was one of the few that had this sense of isolation and not feeling like I belonged, and having a cultural separation with my family, because my parents were very, very, Chinese, and ran a Chinese restaurant. Anyone eaten at the Chinatown Inn? Yes. Oh, good. Free egg rolls for everyone. My brother would kill me. But it was such a profound novel, and to then be a part of it. with this incredible cast. I still keep in touch with my sisters. In fact, they were there to celebrate my star at the Hollywood Walk of Fame. So we've been friends for like over 30 years. Thank you. Yeah, it's still unbelievable. But my experience with that film is just everything you can imagine. It was a wonderful experience.
How long, how was the audition process like? And from when you auditioned to how you got it, how long was that period? That had to be.
I was actually auditioning for a different role. I was auditioning for Waverly, who is the more like, business. And I actually thought I was more like Waverly, like ambitious and a go-getter and denying the nerd in me kind of thing. And they saw a whole other side of me. And they were right. Yes.
It's a perfect movie. If you haven't seen it, please do.
Oh, thank you.
It is excellent.
Yeah.
Now
It'll make you cry.
It will make you cry.
Yeah.
And how did the role of Mulan come about?
Same thing. I came out to LA. I was living here. I was living in LA and went out for an audition and didn't think anything of it. But being a huge Disney fan, I was hoping, and I knew the story of Mulan. I was really hoping that I would get the part. So when I did, I was overjoyed. And then I went in for my first session, going into this booth that you don't work with the other actors, which I didn't know.
This was your first voice acting?
Very first, yes. And I'm used to theater training and where you do ensemble work. And it was very strange to just go into a booth by yourself and you have a reader who reads with you, and you work with the director and the producers and the writers. And I thought, oh, well, she's 6. They're making her much younger than the story, so she's 16. So I'm going to raise my voice a little bit, and just kind of like be a younger me. And they're like, what are you doing? I'm like, oh, I'm creating this character, Mulan. And they're like, no. We hired you for your voice, so can you just do your voice? I was like, well, that's easy. And I was getting paid to just do my voice.
So how was the audition process? How did that work?
It was pretty fast, Yeah, they just record you, they videotape you, and then you don't hear from them for a period of time because I think they're going through all the process. And then I just get a phone call and say, you got it.
So when you're doing some of the voice acting, can you actually watch the character, or that's just all read and then it's all done later?
Yeah, the second way, which is a little crazy because you do the voice and then you wait 3 or 4 months and then you do more voice and then they might show you like a rough storyboarding of something and then you do more voice, and this goes on for 3 years. And by the second year, they might start showing you some elements of it, rough, animation. And that's about it. And then they'll bring you back for what's called ADR, and which is dubbing, basically. So then at that point, they have more of the animation, and you just, help to clean it up a little bit.
Do you remember the first time you saw it in the theater?
Yes. It was at the premiere.
And how was that?
It was mind-blowing. And I got to meet Donny Osmond and a few of the other cast members that finally I was like, oh, hi. Never met Eddie Murphy to this day. Never, all my years of working in Hollywood, I have still yet to meet Mushu. That's his loss, she says. Yeah, Disney legend here. Eddie Murphy's no Disney legend. But it was so much fun. We were at the Hollywood Bowl, and so it was on a big screen outside. It was just amazing, just to see the magic of it all put together.
And like I'm saying, there was a clip here saying how your mother just started crying. It's just like, it's just a cartoon.
Yeah.
Did that happen at that?
No, they couldn't come to the premiere. My parents aren't very supportive of me. They're still hoping I would become a doctor, which I did for 5 years? 5 years on ER. So she was very proud of me then. Except I killed a couple of people, so, you know. But I took them to see it in a movie theater in New York. And the movie person who owned the theater was so sweet. He like rented out the whole theater for us, so they were able to see it. And I remember they were kind of confused because it was their first time really seeing an animation. But my mom said she saw me in the animation. And that kind of like blew her mind. And so, you know, for them not, you know, being like just very Chinese again and, you know, immigrants, they still to this day, my mom still doesn't really understand what I do. She calls Star Wars Star Warsy. And she doesn't understand any of it. And she doesn't, I showed her Mandalorian because I was so excited. And they had, you know, and you know, by the time it got to Disney Plus, they had subtitles. So she watched it, and then afterwards she goes, "You like this? Why?" So that's why I was able to play June in the Joy Luck Club. Just. No connection.
So how did that role in The Mandalorian come about? That's another big role.
I was just given the role. Ah! It was such a treat. It was, I think, just, you know, believe me, if you wish for something enough, and I have been wanting to be in Star Wars my entire life, and just hoping and praying and hoping. And then it happened. Like I was at a party. I met Deborah Chow, who is one of the directors. She was directing an episode of The Mandalorian. And then she ended up, you know, running Obi-Wan. So really a talented, amazing human being. And we just got to talking, and she was like, you know, I'm gonna drop your name, you know, to John and Dave. And you hear this all the time in the industry, and you know, nobody ever does it. But apparently, that's her. She's my little bird. Yeah. So it was very special.
I got one more question for you, then I'm going to open it up to you guys. If you're on this side of the room and have a question, please line up over there. If you're on this side of the room and have a question, line up over there. I got one more question, then we're going to get to your questions. So far, the audition thing went really well. What was the audition for Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. like? Was that audition?
I know there's so many fans here for Agent May. I miss being Agent May. I miss being the cavalry. Let's see. I went in for the audition, and I didn't feel like, it was weird. The night before, for some reason, I couldn't memorize the lines for the first time. And I think it's because I really wanted it that badly. And so I was really frustrated. And then I said, you know what? Just go in like you already have the part. Just go in as if you're just going on set and going to work. Because I hate auditions. It's the worst experience for an introvert nerd like me. Like, I feel like I'm at home when I'm with you guys, you know, because this is home. This is my wheelhouse, so I feel very comfortable. But you go into an audition room, and it's the worst. And so I just put myself in that frame of mind. And then I went in and auditioned, and that was it. They changed the character to fit me because they loved my audition process, or my audition so much. But they also had to change the name of the character because originally the character's name was Agent Althea Rice. So... being now Asian agent to be Agent Rice, one of the producers, Marissa Sharon, who's also Asian, realized that might not be the best name. It would be like, if they were hiring an Italian and calling it, or Asian pasta.
How long from the audition process to when you knew you got it? How long was that wait?
That was very quick.
I was going to say.
Yeah, that one happened very quickly, so it was fun. Yeah.
Well, let's get to some questions. We'll head over to this side of the room first.
All right.
And then I'll head over here.
Hey, are we going to grab a picture? You know what? Before we do anything,
sure thing.
Before I forget, I want to grab a photo of us. Hold on.
All right.
Come on in.
You guys want to stand up just for a bit? No, you stay seated then. Oh, me? Me? All right, let's try and get everybody. I'll try not to crowd anyone.
Everyone look awkward.
There we go. All right, let's hit that side of the room. Kyle's got some questions.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, your name, social security number, and your question. Okay, you don't have to do the social.
Well, I can give you my name. I'm Molly.
Hi, Molly.
And I wanted to know, what was it like going to the live action set of Mulan and getting to be in it?
Oh, that was a trip and a half. Because I was still shooting Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. at the time. And my producers didn't want the other actors to know that they had given me permission to fly out to New Zealand to shoot the scene. And so they blocked out a week and maybe a little week and a half, but basically a whole week, so that I was able to do it. So me and my daughter, clandestinely, I didn't post anything, we flew out to New Zealand, and it was crazy. We had massive costume, hair, chain, because it was like a period piece. So they had 3 different wig tries on us, makeup, everything was done in 2 days. Incredible, beautiful silk tapestries. And then we just went on the set, shot it in 1 day, and that was it, because I had to fly back to LA. And it was glorious. It was so much fun and so fast and so quick. But we got it done. See, anything's possible. And my cast never knew, except Lucy Lawless, who's fans of Xena. So Lucy lives in New Zealand. And she was so sweet. She came out to meet with me. We had lunch together. And we took pictures, and she posted it. And I called her, I texted her right away, you got to take it off the post. No one's supposed to know I'm in New Zealand. So, and she was like, oh shit. I love Lucy. She was on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Love her.
All right, our next question.
My name is Charles, and I have a Mulan question. Uh-huh. What is it like playing a Disney princess with the highest kill count?
Is she?
Yes.
Really? Is that official? I'm gonna have
Technically,
to
yes.
All right. Oh. It's a Disney movie. They don't kill people.
You killed an army.
Well, technically, the Avalanche killed the army. So, that's pretty cool. Girl power. Yeah.
I do find it interesting that a lot of your characters kill people very casually,
With purpose.
Oh, there's always a reason. Next question.
Hi, my name's Karen.
Hi.
You have the nerd trifecta. You are a Disney princess,
Yeah.
a Marvel superhero, and you're in Star Wars. Which one's the coolest?
Aww.
I mean, you have the ultimate
Next
trifecta
question. Yeah, well, being such a huge star. Yeah, to this day, I still pray when I get on a plane. I pray to God, Buddha, and the Force. to this day before we take off. Yeah, it's so I am a big Star Wars nerd, and being Fennec Shand, being Fennec. It's still a little surreal.
Thank you.
No, stay on that side of the room for a bit. We'll get all that side, then we'll go over here.
Oh wow! Listen to you being all bossy. What if I don't like it? No, I'm just.
Okay, well, next question's right over here. Right there. Your question?
In Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., do you do your own stunts? And if so, what was your scariest moment?
My serious moment?
Scariest.
Oh, scariest. A couple. Yeah. One was I do have a fear of heights, and I had to go on top of a train and, walk on the train when it's moving. And that was really, really scary, And the other one was when I had to do a wire trick where I had to be on top of like some lockers and spin off of it, shooting at people, not killing, stunning, injuring, maybe killing. Shoot at a few people and then land perfectly and land cool. And I'm like, I can't do this. And the director said, sure you can. I'm like, no, I can't. Because, when you do the wire trick, it requires you to kick your legs in a certain way and all that. He's like, no, I have trust in you. You can do it. So, and I did. And we did it all in one take. So, yeah.
Yeah, you're nice.
Yeah. So sometimes you just have to conquer your fears.
And next question over here.
Hello, Ming Na. I'm Andrew.
Hi, Andrew. How are you?
I'm doing wonderful. I just wanted to say before I get to my two-part question, Mulan has always been my favorite Disney princess. I wanted to thank you for being a part of Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. I saw all 3 seasons of The Mandalorian.
3?
Yep, all 3 of them.
Oh, that's right. The 4th one is not being filmed yet.
And just quickly, I want to say my favorite scene in Mulan is when, when you disguise yourself as a soldier. I thought, yes, she is definitely my favorite princess of all time. And I want to thank you, Ming Na, for bringing her to life.
Thank you.
It meant a lot to my childhood.
Aw, thank you, Andrew. Yeah, and thank you for being such a huge fan.
My pleasure.
Oh.
So my two-part question for you is...
Quickly.
What were your biggest influences prior to, that got you into acting and stuff? And the second question is, in terms of voice acting, what was it like to reprise your role as Mulan for Kingdom Hearts 2, Ralph Breaks the Internet, but also doing Dr. Aki Ross for Final Fantasy, The Spirits Within?
Wow. I already forgot your first part of the question. I'll answer the second part first. It's always fun, and it's always the same process when I'm doing the voices. And for me, there's no difference, and it's just great, and it's easy. I don't have to worry about how I look. I don't have to worry about if I have a pimple on my face when I do voice acting. So that's the fun part. What was the first question?
Your biggest influence.
Oh, my biggest
got you
influence.
Into acting.
Just everyone that I've ever watched on TV. I love acting so much. I'm gonna drink some water. I had a rough night last night.
Yeah, there's some bottled water down there for you too.
Thank you. But I think my biggest influence is just my acting teachers in Pittsburgh. I went to Mount Lebanon High, and I had some of the most wonderful acting teachers in high school. Some of them I'm still friends with, and then Carnegie Mellon. So those were the big influences.
Oh, sure thing.
All right. Over here.
Hello.
Hi.
So I wanted to ask, since you're such a big Star Wars fan, when you were doing Book of Boba Fett, what was it like getting to be up on Jabba's throne and experience that?
It was so sick. It really was, because they replicated it to perfection, like every little thing, including like the the chimes that Princess Leia like hits her head on. When it was insane. It was insane to be back on that set. And Tem is so sweet because he loves Star Wars, but not to the degree that I love Star Wars. And anytime like I'm on set, I'm just like a little kid, and I'm like touching everything and giggling about everything, and he's always like, "Ming, come, we have to work," Yeah, it's a dream come true, especially when Mark Hamill showed up. Oh my goodness, that was insane. That was insane. Yeah, you just don't believe it, it was great.
Okay, next question.
Quick question though, as a Star Wars fan, what is your thoughts about the Star Wars holiday special?
I think it had its place in time. It's great. It's kind of become like legendary. We should make a drinking game out of it.
Every time Art Carney makes a bad Star Wars pun. Okay, here we go.
Hi, I'm Jared with the Nerd Academy podcast. I wanted to ask, back in Fennec's first appearance in The Mandalorian, she gets gunned down by Toro Calican, and then some mysterious stranger walks up to her. At what point were you aware of the fact that mysterious stranger was Boba Fett? Like, were you in the know that day, or did it kind of come down the road? They were like, "Oh yeah, you're Boba Fett's like partner in crime now, by the way."
No, there was nothing. Nothing. There was no indication. I mean, there was hope, and that's all. That's what Star Wars is about, right? Hope. And Dave and I would have, he would always tease me like, "Oh, Fennec can't die." I'm like, "No, she can't, Dave," because we're both Mount Lebanon alumni. He went to Mount Lebanon High School as well. We found that out while we were on set. It was great. It was like the craziest, like, no, that kind of moment. It was great. But yeah, so he kept teasing me about it, and I kept, trying to come up with ideas like, well, maybe we should shoot a scene where you kind of see her hands twitch a little. And he's like, yeah, maybe. I'm like, so are you going to shoot it? He's like, no. And I'm like, well, maybe she doesn't get like shot in the gut so much. Like maybe it's a little below the gut. And he's like, no, that won't look good. So anyways, I didn't know. I had no idea that it was Boba Fett, and I had no idea that Fennec was going to survive. Yeah.
Oh, we're all glad she did.
Yeah, me too.
We'll get one more question from this side, then we'll pop back over here.
Hi, I'm Abby. I just had a quick question. What is your favorite Mulan line, and then what is your favorite song from both 1 and 2 of Mulan?
Oh, gosh. My favorite Mulan line. Oh, gosh. That's a tough one. I think when she was confronted, once they found out that she was a girl, and she said that she did it to save her father, because that was the crux of it. That she wasn't doing it for any selfish reasons, because that's what Mulan is about. Like her love and her devotion to her family was giving her the opportunity to really discover her potential, because then she was thinking outside of herself. She was getting out of her own way because of that love. So.
And what is your favorite song from both Mulan 1 and 2?
Well, definitely, the Reflection song, Pure and Simple. That one is the best. And in 2, I don't know. I can't remember. I can't remember 2.
And let's head over here for a couple questions.
I'm too jet lagged.
There you go.
Yeah.
Hello, Ben. I'm Tyler. Well,
Hi,
it's great to
Tyler.
have you here.
Yeah.
My question is, if you were a guest star on Sesame Street, what would you be doing?
I don't know. Is Oscar the Grouch still around?
Yes, he is.
Yeah. I'd probably hang with him. Yeah. I love all those characters.
Thank you. All right, next question right here.
Hi, my name's Joe, and
Hi,
my
Joe.
beautiful wife Jess over there waving her hand.
Hi,
with Claire.
Jess.
Yes. So we just got married on Memorial Day at Dips Conservatory.
Yay!
And we
Congratulations.
wanted to ask somebody who's been married since 95, if we're correct.
Yeah.
For some...
Yes, yes, June.
Yes.
June 1995,
There
yes.
you go. We just want to ask if you had some marriage advice for us and anyone else.
Oh, she's always right.
Okay.
You are correct. You are.
Yeah.
You're correct.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, and always humor. Humor, like my husband and I, we still make each other laugh till we cry. So it's that is so key, being
Good at that,
friends.
at least. So then, speaking of humor, here's a joke for you to tell to Maura Morrison if you see him.
Okay.
Do you know how Maori answers the phone?
Uh-oh. How? Ha ha.
All right, next question.
I bet he's heard that one before.
All right.
Hello, my name's Nathan.
Hi, Nathan.
I was wondering if you had any memories from the Street Fighter movie working with Jean-Claude Van Damme or Raul Julia.
Loved the late Raul Julia. Van Damme was such a character. He's like one of those like boy that never grew up kind of person. He's very charming, and what? It was just fun. It was it was my first big movie, and being the lead, the female lead, and we were training so hard for that movie. So I developed muscles that I didn't know existed. It was great. It was a great experience. I loved every minute of it. So
we'll head over to this side. Let's get those 4 questions.
Hi, how are you?
Hi.
Thank you for coming. My name's Kim.
Hi, Kim.
And my kids grew up with Mulan. I mean, and now my granddaughter is.
Oh.
And so it really has been a very touching movie in our family.
Yeah.
But I'm going to go to Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. because that is my thing.
Yeah.
Missed the show terribly. Ended too abruptly on my part.
Aw.
But how much training did you have to do to get all the martial arts? And did you have previous training to do the moves and the techniques? Because my son did Taekwondo for quite a long time, and he's got a black belt, and I know the training that goes in.
Yeah.
And you look like you were perfecting it like you had training.
I had an amazing stunt double who's a wushu master. Her name is Ming as well. So on set, I would be Ming 1 and she would be Ming 2. And it was, it was a rigorous schedule. We would work 12 to 17-hour days. And if we do fight scenes, like a fight scene that normally would take a movie 2 weeks to shoot, we would do it in half a day. A lot of times, and it was a really tough schedule. So she would train me a lot, and then the really dangerous stuff that would be important for me not to do, she would take over, or another stunt double who was good at that particular whatever it is that like if we had to skateboard or something, and she doesn't know how to do that, then somebody would take over for that. Yeah.
We only have about 10 minutes, so let's try and muscle through as many of these as we can.
All right, I'll answer quicker. Shorter questions. Yes.
Hi, Ming.
No. Next.
All right.
No.
Hi, Ming. My name's Lily.
Hi.
My quick question is also for Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I was wondering if you had a favorite episode you filmed or a favorite scene.
Oh, gosh. Jeez. Favorite episode. Boy, this is going to take up time. It's so hard. It's so hard to answer questions like that, I would say the first episode we ever shot, because that's when Agent May existed. I got to fly a plane. It was so crazy. My son was so cute. I think they aired it in a Comic-Con. San Diego's Comic-Con. And my son, he was like, maybe 6 or 7, he came running back and he's like, "Oh, Mom, I didn't know you could fly a plane." So cool. Yeah.
Okay.
Hi, my
Hi.
name is Annie.
Hi,
Hi,
Annie.
Oh, I speak Mandarin, but
You do?
yeah.
Oh, good. Ni hao.
Thanks. Ni hao. I also wanted to thank you for all you do at CMU. I work at CMU, and I nominated you for an honorary degree. So to yours, hoping
Well,
that
thank
you'll
you
get it.
very much. Yes, I got the Alumni Award last month.
No way.
Yes, yes.
missed
So
you.
thank you for voting me. Yeah, it was quite the treat. It's been quite the homecoming the last month and a half.
Oh, fun.
Yeah.
Sad I missed you then. So my question is, are we going to see more of you on The Bad Batch and The Mandalorian? And what was it like working on The Bad Batch?
Again, great. So much fun, and I always love seeing the transformation of real characters into animation because they take it to a different level. And my job is pretty much the same. But those are the questions you'll have to ask Dave and John. I am not privy to answer those questions. Yeah.
Let me get a few of these out of the way, please.
Yeah, sure.
Hi, Ming. It's
Hi.
so awesome to meet you. Mulan is my favorite Disney princess movie, and I was just wondering, what do you think about Mulan being such a big role model for so many little girls?
It's been, and not just for little girls, boys too. I think it's just one of the perks of creating something that's sort of everlasting. I mean, Mulan, I think, celebrated her 25th. So it's crazy. And I think she's grown in popularity and she's just, I'm so grateful for that. And I'm thankful to have a character that has such positive impact.
Next question.
Hi, Ming. My
Hi.
name's Tom.
Hi, Tom.
What made you want to be in the Batman cartoon?
Wasn't the paycheck, no. Again, it's the nerd, the nerd in me. So I got my foot in the DC. I hope to get, my whole body in there, basically. Yeah, it'd be fun. I've never done a DC otherwise. Yeah, that'd be
Hi,
cool.
Ming Na. My name's Faith. I have another Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. question. At the beginning of the show, did you or the cast have any idea of how big the show would get?
You always hope for success, but I think over time, we always joke about it. There's even a line where I say, we have a loyal, a small but loyal fan base following, and that is true, and it's grown. It's definitely grown over time. Sorry, guys.
Yeah.
Come to the table.
Come to the table and hang out. We have time for 2 more questions, and we'll go to that side of the room.
Hi, Ming. I'm Rose. Sorry,
Rose.
I'm a little nervous. From one Star Wars fan to another,
Yeah.
who is your favorite character? And if you had to pick, would you be a Sith or a Jedi?
Jedi. Yeah, for sure. For sure. And my favorite character? Oh, of course, Princess Leia. Yeah. The Queen. Yes, thank you.
And our last question.
Hi, I'm Douglas.
Hi, Douglas.
Hi. On Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., you were the pilot, as you said, as well as driving a lot of vehicles. Did you have to develop any kind of skill sets to make that look convincing and something you do normally, but, when you're on...
I actually had to drive the SUV quite often in crazy stunt stuff. But the motorcycles, I wish I could say I drove it, but I was towed like a little kid for that one. But, it was still dangerous because we were going at top speed and I still had to stay on that damn thing. But, yeah.
So you're headed back to your table to sign?
Yes. Please come over and say hello.
You know you want to.
Yes. And I just, I have a couple of fans here that I just want to say thank you to because they're so loyal to me. Andrew, I have this is like a silly gift that I gave to my cast on the Book of Boba Fett. It's a neck phone holder, and it has the Book of Boba Fett and Fennec on the logo here. So it's
gee, Christmas coming early, Andrew.
Yeah, it's Christmas holidays. So this is for you. Thank you for being such a wonderful, wonderful fan. You are very, very sweet, and I appreciate you. And then I got one for Anna. Anna, as well, is another one of my crazy loyal fans that she's become a wonderful groupie. So this one's for you. And it's a very useful gift. If you don't have a lazy neck phone holder, you should get one. It's the best thing in the world. Oh. So,
speaking of best things in the world, thank you for coming out.
Thank you all for coming out.
Pittsburgh's own Ming Na Wen.
Yinzas! All the way. Thank you. Happy holidays.